Welcome in, Sporty Nation. We are doing a wonderful extra that we have been quietly behind the scenes working on for a while now. This is the surprise I've been talking about. And we are so happy and so warm and welcoming to, and we hope you guys will be too, to have Sarah Beth Brooks on our show now.
Hey guys.
Thanks. Welcome. This is awesome. We've done plenty of work before, Sarah, together because we've worked on the Freaks previously.
Started from the school bus, now we're here.
Yes, exactly. That's how, Corey, I told you this story, how I met Sarah is, all three of us are Cronkite grads, ASU Cronkite grads. And we had a class at Cronkite, and me and Sarah were in the same class, and we both lived on the west side of town at the time. So we both rode the ASU intercampus bus back to ASU West Campus, and we became bus buddies.
That's what's up. And I appreciate you inviting me to come join Sporty Nation over here, Sporty with Corey and Richie. It's really cool that you guys are letting me do this, talk to you about some of the community things going on. I just appreciate your time. This has been really cool so far, watching you guys do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fresh new show, but it's definitely something that we've kind of grown to love, and we're so happy to bring you on. And it's kind of funny to go from the point where you were the one who was teaching me how to do DBTV to having you on our show now. So it's a great transition, and I love it.
I know, it is funny. So Richie brought up that we all are kind of interconnected through our Cronkite days, but like Corey just mentioned, so Corey and I were both at Diamondbacks for a while, and then another kind of degree of knowing each other is when I always knew that I would get along with Richie because he was always in his hockey jersey. So I said I could learn a thing or two from him because I love sports, but I'd love to learn more about hockey too. So it's kind of funny how we all just kind of meant to be in this sports realm together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, you will definitely learn more about hockey when you're around us because we talk about it way too much. But still being around D-backs and everything, we talk about that way too much too.
Yes.
So we even got sick of ourselves talking about it, and as we were talking about it all the way here. So, you'll definitely hear a lot of random sports talk from us.
Well, that's cool. I mean, I'm always zoned into D-backs. I played softball primarily growing up. I mean, I also did basketball and volleyball, but baseball is really easy for me to connect to, having played softball. So if you guys don't mind, I'd like to tell you a little bit about some of the MLB things that have been going on.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of sports articles that we've been reading over this past week is how communities have come together to help those affected by Hurricane Harvey, which has really plagued a lot of Texas. So last Thursday, it was August 31st, the MLB website published an article where they said the MLB and the MLB Players Association jointly made a $1 million donation to the relief efforts from the devastation caused by Hurricane Harvey. And in that article, the MLB encouraged fans to donate a goal of $250,000 in additional aid. $250,000 in additional aid. The reason why that is kind of a cool number for us to focus on here in Arizona is because the same day the Diamondbacks tweeted that Diamondbacks fans alone raised nearly $373,000.
Yeah, and the incredible thing about that too is like they did the 50-50 raffle not only in the stadium, but they did it online as well, and there was so much demand for it that
they sold out.
They had to shut it down. The site basically broke because people wanted to give money to the poor people affected by Harvey, and that's awesome. That's the one thing that we love about sports is that kind of community.
My dad I came home and my dad goes, your mom tried to go on to the 50-50 raffle and it froze on her. She couldn't get a 50-50 raffle ticket. And I'm like, sorry, Mom, I'll go tell the 50-50 raffle people that it froze on you. Like, what am I supposed to do to fix it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry that they're doing so well for such a good thing, such a good cause. Yeah, but that just kind of blew my mind. It was really cool for me to read that number and see that 250,000 was what they were encouraging fans to do. And then our local D-backs fans community, everybody here that we know, that we see, our neighbors, we were able to raise $373,000. It was, maybe a buck or two shy of that, but basically that's what it was. It just blew my mind. And then another thing that we can talk about if you guys want to move on is last November. I don't know if you remember or not, but Cardinals player Tyrann Mathieu, he gave a $1 million donation as well. He donated that money to LSU's Tigers Athletics Foundation for facility improvements. And one way that the program is saying thank you to the Honey Badger is by officially announcing that it is going to be called the Matthew Players Lounge. Their athletic facility is now named after him. So that's pretty cool that he's done. I'm sure he's going to do a lot more, and he's already done so much, but it's really, really cool to see a local player get recognized like that and have them name the facility after him now.
That's pretty awesome. He was Tyrann Mathieu when at LSU. He was kind of one of those guys that he was an incredible player, but he fell in the draft because of some off-field issues at LSU. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting to me that Tyrann Mathieu would be the guy to get that named after him because his time at LSU was so tumultuous. It was so you weren't focusing on his on-field play, which was amazing. You were more focused on how many times he got popped for smoking weed.
But, I mean, I think his time in the NFL has really changed that around.
Yeah, absolutely.
And no one ever...
He's got great mentors on this team. So he's really turned it around, like you said.
No one ever rejects money either.
Oh, no.
I just really hope that they use it for something really great and that with the facility improvements, they use it for something rather than like anything too extra.
Yeah.
Not saying that there's a lot of football teams that have been getting too many extra.
Did you see the at University of Texas where they installed like 30-inch TVs above their lockers?
Smart.
As like their nameplates.
Speaking of extra, that was who I was hinting towards.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Yeah, and then they also, when you're washing your hands, there's TVs right above where you're washing your hands. So, if you wanted to catch like 15 seconds of Sports Center, you can do it while you're washing your hands.
Yeah,
Jeez.
On the good end of the spectrum in terms of money being spent for good things, ASU's been renovating Sun Devil Stadium, and they unveiled earlier this week before ASU's first game against New Mexico State, the Pat Tillman statue out in front of Tillman Tunnel.
Which looks amazing. Looks
it's
so
awesome,
great.
Yeah.
They took a picture. I don't remember I think it might have been under like Sun Devil Football's Twitter of them running out of there and running past the statue is the coolest photo. They took it from underneath them. It was so cool. So if you can find that, go check that out.
Do you guys get goosebumps when you see that statue? Because I get goosebumps seeing it on social media, so I can't imagine how I would feel going in person and being right next to it.
Especially if you're a member of that team, because I mean Todd Graham's been really good about this, about bringing kind of the Tillman legacy into the program, because the last couple of years he's been doing this thing where he'll give a certain player who stood out in practice or on the field during a game the Tillman jersey, and it's a number 42 kind of military inspired jersey that he'll give out to players who are maybe their captains or whatever. So it's cool to see Pat Tillman still being such an important part of the program, and he also does obviously Pat's run as well. So it's cool to see his legacy continue in some way, shape, or form.
Having that number on your back, like you said, with the jersey that coach gives out, that's some pressure. You better be on your A game. You better be representing. So I just think it's great for the camaraderie.
Yeah. Do you have one more for us, Sarah, before we get you out of here?
Yeah, absolutely. So moving on from the Matthew Players Lounge story, I wanted everybody to know something really, really important that's going down with the Coyotes this season. They are partnering with Cold Beer and Cheeseburgers, which I am thrilled about because my two favorite food groups are cold beer and cheeseburgers. So it's going to be great. I know you were a little bit like, well, does that mean they're replacing Tim Hortons or anything of that nature? I don't think that's the case.
If they replace Tim Hortons, Sarah and Corey, I will frickin' riot in the streets of downtown Glendale.
You will lead that riot.
Yes, because as Corey knows, I mean, that's the first thing we do when we get to Gila River Arena is we go straight to the Timbit stand and I say, hey, you, give me 6 boxes of Timbits.
Well, now
please.
You can say, hey, you, give me 6 cold beers and cheeseburgers.
Yes.
Oh, my God, he's going to throw up.
I bet he could do it. This might be a new challenge coming up.
Oh, no.
You're encouraging him to throw up on us straight up in the middle of a hockey game. I know too many people there. I can't be covered in vomit walking around.
Gross. I believe in you, though. Coyotes partnering with Cold Bears and Cheeseburgers. I read that that headline, literally smiled. Like, this is going down.
Absolutely. So we're going to come up with a name for this segment. I don't know what in the world we're going to call it.
So you're saying I can come back?
Yes, you are more than welcome to come back. Absolutely.
Yes, you are definitely welcome to come back. We are so glad to have you on.
Thanks, guys. It's been fun, and I'm excited to look forward to this upcoming weekend. I know there's a lot going on. There's on Friday the 8th, the Coyotes night at D-backs, and then we have the NFL kicking off. You said rookie camp is starting up.
Yes.
So looks like we'll all be able to chit-chat a lot more about a lot more things coming up next weekend.
Yeah, really quickly, you want to pitch your social media so that way our fans can start learning who you are?
Sure, if you guys are interested in following me in any of my ridiculous tweets or rants or anything of that nature, Instagram and Twitter are both at Sarah Beth Brooks.
Thanks so much, Sarah, for joining us.
Thanks, Sarah.
See you guys.